Hello, this is Dr. Rendon, and today's lesson is on Excel Module 3, Project 1A, and it's working with large worksheets, charting, and what-if analysis. Company name would be Raybridge Recruiting, creating a sales report. The first step is you need to rename your file name and to make sure that it's a version 2 with this format here. Okay, so let's do that. So select file, save a copy, and already have underscore 2 there. Let me see, 3A, so format is SC underscore EX365 underscore 2021 underscore 3A underscore your first and last name and then version 2. Okay, so select save. Then, so the first step, project steps is Lindsay Sawyer is the Director of Recruiting and Business Development for Raybridge Recruiting in Washington, D.C. She has been analyzing sales and commissions for recruiters and Excel workbook and has asked you to help her complete the analysis. So first thing is go to the sales worksheet and rename the sales worksheet as sales and dividends. Sales and dividends. So go to your start file and then just double click this sales and rename it to sales and dividends. Sales and dividends and then click outside. Okay, so that's it. And then, so this step 2 is unfreeze column A, so it is not displayed when you scroll horizontally. Back to our start file. To unfreeze, you select View tab and go to the kind of like in the middle of your ribbons and then select the drop down menu under Freeze Panes and select Unfreeze Panes. Okay. The third step is middle align the contents of the merged cell A1 to improve the appearance of the worksheet title. Go back to the start file. Make sure you're on A1. So go to your name box and just type A1. Okay, so that's the A1 here and from because they're merged cell. Okay, so select the Home tab and then under Alignment Group, select the Middle Align. And make sure, yes, that is it, Middle Align to improve the appearance of the worksheet title. Go back to your Start file and then your step 4 in cell B3, insert a formula that uses the now function to display today's date. Go back to your start file and this one should be go to your B3. So I'm going to just type B3 in my range name here and then select the formulas tab and then go down to the date and time drop down arrow and select now and then select OK. So there's today's date. Go back to your instruction and then so we're now moving on to step 5. Fill the range C6 to G10 with the formatting from the range B6 to B10 to use a consistent number format for the sales data. Go back to your start file. So let's look at range B6 to B10. So this is the B6 to B10. They have the $sign, but from C6 to G10 do not appear to have a $sign. So that's what we're going to do. So select B6 to B10 and then select Home tab, select Format Painter, and then highlight the cell C6 to G10 and then release. Okay, so you can see now that all have the same format. Okay, so go back to your instruction and on 6A to D, let's read the instruction. Lindsay wants to show the sales trend for its position and month from January to June. Provide this information as follows. In cell H6, insert a line, sparkline based on the data in the range B6 to G6. So let's do that first. Okay. So on cell H6, so this is the H6. You can see here H6. Okay, so select insert tab because we're going to um, insert a spark line, which is it a line? So select line. Okay, and now you can see the location range is H6 with an absolute value, and then go to the range and select B6 to G6. B6 to G6. Click OK. Go back to instruction. And then, so the 6B, use the fill handle to fill the range H7 to H10 without formatting based on the contents of cell H6. Okay, go back to here. So see, this is the fill handle. When you go into the point that corner of bottom corner of H6, and then it changes into a cross, and then just drag that all the way to I think 10. Let me see. Yes, H7 to H10. And then once you see these little icons here, the autofill options, click the drop down arrow and select the fill without formatting. Okay. Go back to the instructions because we're not done. And then we're going to change the color of the spark lines in the range H6 to H10 to dark purple. Text 2, which is fourth column, first row of the theme colors palette. Okay, so select here, go back to your start file, and the sparkline is still selected, but now this time select the sparkline color under style group, and we need the fourth column, first row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the dark purple text 2. Select it once, and I should have read the next one. The next one is just show the high point and low point in the spark lines to make those values easy to identify. Still selected, so go to uh, the show group and select the box high point and low point. So that's it. Click out. Go back to the instructions. Now we're moving to the step 7. Copy the formula in cell I6 and paste it in the range I7 to I10, pasting only the formula in number formatting to include sales total. Okay. Only the formula in number formatting. Okay. So go back to the start file. And so we need to go to I6. I6 is here. Okay, and then copy, select home, copy, and then go to I7 to is it I7 to I10. And then go to the paste drop down menu from the home tab. And then you see these formulas, that's formulas. And then this is the formulas in number formatting. Okay, so select that. So that's all for step 7. So now on step 8, Lindsay wants to determine how the sales of each month contributed to the total sales. Calculate this information for her as follows. So the formula in 8A is in cell B13, insert a formula without using a function that divides the total sales for January, cell B10, by the total sales to date, cell I10. So the formula would be equal sign B10 slash I10. And then we need to make sure that we use an absolute reference to I10 in the formula. And then use the fill handle to fill the range C13 to G13 with the formula in cell B13. So that's all for step 8. Go back to your start file and we need to select cell B13. So B13 is here. So that's B13. Okay, so enter a formula without using the function. So just equal sign, type equal sign, and then this should be B10, which is here, B10 divided by I10, which is this here, I10. But make sure that this I10 is an absolute formula. So go select the I10 in the formula up above here and just press F4 on your keyboard, which is above the number 4. Okay, so to make it absolute. Otherwise, you can just type the dollar sign in between I and 10. Then select enter. So that's 18%. So now the next one is use the fill handle to drag the formula all the way to G10, I believe. No, actually G13. So C13 to G13. Okay, so that's correct. So now on step 9, Lindsay also needs to calculate the dividends earned each month. If the company earns 200,000 or more in a month, the dividend is 35% of the sales. If the company earns less than 200,000 a month, the dividend is 27% of the sales. Calculate the dividends as follows. So if cell B17, enter a formula that uses the if function and tests whether the total sales for January is greater than or equal to 200,000. So if the condition is true, multiply B10 times 35. If the condition is false, multiply the total sales for January cell B10 by 0.27. And then use the fill handle to fill the range C17 to G17 with the formula in cell B17 to calculate the dividends for February through June. So go back to our start file. And then, so let's write the formula or type the formula first for B17. So I'm going to just type B17 here in the cell name. So where is it? So B17. So here, okay? So now I'm going to select the formulas tab. And I think it's in the logical. So select the logical drop-down menu, select if, and then here logical test if, let me see, if B10, so select B10, Where is B10? So here, B10 is greater than or equal to 200,000. So is that 200,000? Make sure. So 200 and then 1, 2, 3. Okay. So value, if true, then go back to B10 times type asterisk times point 35. And then if false, so B10 times 0.27. So let's see if it's correct. So if B10 is greater than or equal to 200,000, value if true, B10 times 0.35. So here, value if false, B10 times 0.27. Select OK. Okay. So, and then just drag the formula all the way to G. So, okay, so B17. Let me see. Drag it from C17 to G17. Okay, there you go. So go back to the instructions. So we're now moving on to step 10. Step 10 here. Change the spark lines in cell in range 817 to 18. Change the column sparkline to line sparkline. Then apply the sparkline style to third column fifth row of the sparkline styles palette, which is dark gray sparkline style dark 3. Okay, go back to your start file. And then we're just changing this column sparkline. I think it's a column. Uh, yes, a column sparklines. So select the sparkline tab and then select line because I think we're changing it to line. Okay, and then this is the style. We need to change the sparkline style to third column, 1, 2, 3. Third column, fifth row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, which is dark gray, sparkline style dark number 3, which is what I want. So select it once. Okay. Go back to your instructions. So now step number 11. Lindsay would like to increase the average number of placements per month because executive placements are the most profitable. Lindsay wants to know how many executive placements she needs to reach the goal of 30 placements per month. Use the goal seek to set the average number of placements for all positions C127 to the value of 30 by changing the average number of executive placements cell 123. So go back to your start file. So let's see, this one is blank, but it says we need to use the goal seek. The goal seek would be, let's see, under data. Go to the right of the ribbons. There is a what if analysis. Select the drop down menu and then select the goal seek. So it says that the use goal seek to set the average number of placement for all positions. Cell I27. So let's see, cell I27 to 30 by changing the cell 23. Okay, so select OK. There you go. So with the total average placement of 30, the executive must have an average placement of 35. So click OK because that's the correct answer. Going back here. So we're done with step 11. So step 12, format the text in cell J22 to clarify what it refers to as follows. Merge and center the range J22 to J27. Rotate the text down to minus 90 degrees in the merge cell so that the text reads from top to bottom. And then change the width of column J to 6. Go back to your start file. I believe this is the one here. We need to select cell J22 all the way to J27. And then go to the Home tab. And then, so we need to merge and center. Select the merge and center drop down menu, select merge and center. And then we need to rotate the text down to minus 90 degrees. So that's still under alignment. You see that AB orientation, select rotate text down so that the text read from top to bottom. So let's see. So it reads from top to bottom. So that is the correct answer. Then click column J, right click using your mouse, and then select column width. Column width should be 6, so type 6, press enter. Okay, and then go back to your instruction. It says we need to delete row 35 because Lindsay doesn't need that. So select row 35. Is it row 35? Then why? Okay, so this one here, she doesn't need it anymore. So click row 35, right click to delete there. Okay. The last step for this project, step 14, Lindsay also wants to compare the estimated sales of July and December. Insert a chart that provides this information as follows. A. Create a clustered column chart based on the non-adjacent ranges A22 to B26 and G22 to G26. Enter estimated sales, column July and December as the chart title. Then resize and reposition the chart so its upper left corner is in cell A35 and its lower right corner is in cell E49. That's 14C. 14D is change the chart layout to layout 2 to display the data values above the bars instead of including a vertical axis. Okay, note that the value in cell B3 of the sales and dividends worksheet may differ from that shown below. Okay, so let's see the final figure. Okay, so here it should look like this. Okay, so go back to your start file. Okay, so first highlight or select the A22 to B26, and then press your control key on your keyboard, hold it down, and select the December column G22 to G26. Okay? And then select insert, recommended chart, recommended charts, and then um, the clustered column is already showing on the right, so just select OK. So because we need the clustered column. Click OK. And then now, the next step is, let me see. Okay, here, go back to 14. So clustered column, then the title should be estimated sales, July and December. So select the chart title. Type estimated, okay, wrong spelling, capital E, estimated sales, column, space, July and December. Okay, so click outside the chart title. Make sure that the chart title is correct. Estimated sales July and December. Estimated sales July and December. Yes. Resize and reposition the chart. Okay, so it must be 835 and E49. So try to move it here. E35, 835 should be here. Okay, and then 49 should be here. Okay. And then make sure it's right to the end of column E. Okay, here. I think that's correct. So 49, so letter E, and row 35, and that should be A. Okay, so that is the correct position here. And then next one is change the layout to layout 2. Okay, select again the chart, select chart design tab, and quick layout is under, select quick layout drop down menu, and then layout 2, select layout 2. So that's it. Okay, so let me see. Okay, clustered column, layout 2. So that's all for this project. Select now save, or you can select file save, because I already have the correct file name for the start file. So that's all for now, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.